what if your relationship expectations are the very reason why you're finding it difficult to find love? What if the problem isn't your partner, but the problem, are your expectations? What if your expectations are too high or they're very unrealistic? Yes, I know we have been told we should have expectations. In fact, everybody should have relationship expectations. But there's a difference between realistic and unrealistic expectations. Now, before you crucify me, let's talk a bit deeper. When we talk about relationship expectations, especially in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerian girls or a lot of girls have grown up watching the fantasies, the Cinderella story, the beautiful romance. Someone like me, I hardly watch horror or action. I do a lot of romance. I've read a lot of romance novels. I've watched a lot of romance films. So I have these huge fantasy in my head of how a relationship should look like, how a man should treat me, how he should look, all of the Prince Charming ideas in my head. And I know many of our girls too, not only me. The unfortunate thing is that most of our Nigerian men, they don't even watch romance. They don't read romance. Most of them just watch the horror, the action, the killing, the push, 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 push. There's a huge gap between the man and the woman. There lies one of the problems. I said one because there are many unrealistic expectations. This, is just one of them. So sometimes the man may be expressing love in the way he understands love, and you are unable to receive the love because it does not match with the picture of love in your head. So maybe the problem isn't that the man doesn't love you. The problem is he's not just speaking the language that love should be spoken. He doesn't come in the image that you've seen in the novels, in the movies, how cute, oh, how he should talk, protect. And then you are choosing everybody that comes your way. And even when he tries to express love in the way that he can, you can't receive it because you already have very huge fantasy of how it should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't have, but what I'm trying to say is that you should reduce it, especially when you know where you come from, especially for Nigerian girls. People should come to understand that a lot of our men, there's so much gap between a lot of men and women when it comes to romance, when it comes to relationship and showing love. There is so much distance and gap between men and women. That gap, I think it's very important for our next generation of parents to start bridging it. Okay, don't just give the men the cartoon, the push, push, push. Let's try to introduce a little bit of romance, but that's not what we're talking about today. What I'm trying to say is that can you step a bit down to try to even see the love he's expressing? Maybe it's not coming in the way you pictured it, but he may be expressing love. So sometimes in marriages, a lot of us are suffering because your partner is doing a lot, but you're not seeing it like a lot because he's not doing how you want to see. I know we talk about love languages. We have different type of love languages, which a lot of people have refused to learn these. That's why you can express love and the next person will still feel unloved because you are not expressing it the way they want to receive it. Now, let's leave the love languages. We're going to talk about that in a separate video. What I'm trying to say is, can you reduce some of your expectations? No, not like reducing them. Can you be more realistic? Can you look at where you come from, the environment you are? Can you look at the man and look at his effort? And maybe gradually you can teach him how to really love you. While he's learning, can you reduce expectation and appreciate his effort at loving you, even though it's not coming in the way you've pictured it? One thing you need to know: cultural, environmental, geographical play a role at how people interpret and receive love. Let me use the example of the Igbo man. The Igbo man can love you. He has his own way of expressing the love. Maybe not words, maybe not flowers. He has his own ways. The Yoruba man could love you, but he has his own way of expressing it. Many people have ways of expressing love. The problem isn't that they don't love you. Maybe your expectations are unrealistic. Maybe you should calm down a bit and be more realistic, be in the moment, and try to see his effort at expressing love to you. Now, you can look at his kindness. Is it kind to you? Is it consistent? Is it making an effort? How do you fight? Is it somebody that when you're fighting, he totally neglects you, he's so unkind when you're fighting? Does he love God? Is he a responsible person? Do they have principles? Does he have principles? Does he make an effort to love you? Is he remorseful? Does he apologize? Does he make an effort to change? I think these are the better expectations that you should look into instead of the fantasies that are in our head. The fantasies are beautiful, but can you lower them so that you can appreciate love from your partner? You can appreciate their effort. If not, you end up being more and more frustrated because they are not coming to terms with how you want them to express the love.